What is going on, New York Knicks fans? Another regular season in the books. And once again, we get to sit on our couches and watch 16 other teams play in the playoffs as we wish our Knicks were there. And we're kind of used to that now as Knicks fans. I mean, we have not been a consistent winner really since the Ewing days. Yes, Sprewell and Houston had a nice little push there. And Melo gave us a couple of nice years where we made the Eastern Conference semifinals. But overall, as Knicks fans, it's been a tough sledding. We have not been able to compete for the playoffs in quite some time. And this year saw us trade away our prized possession. The player that a lot of Knicks fans hoped would be that shining light, the guy that would attract that big free agent, Kristaps Porzingis. We ended up trading him, and by doing so, we freed up some cap space, which may allow the New York Knicks to acquire a Kevin Durant, a Kyrie Irving. But this video is not about that. This video is about the silver lining that may potentially come from having a 17-win season. One of the most embarrassing seasons in franchise history. The Knicks finished with the worst record. And there is good news and bad news to what could be the silver lining. The good news is there is a player in this year's draft that is probably the most talked about player since LeBron James, or damn near close. He's a legend. He's a college legend. He's a freak athlete, and we're going to get into him in this video. The bad news is, if it would happen a year ago, the Knicks would have had a 25% chance to acquire him. With the new lottery rules, the Knicks only have a 14% chance, the same percentage that the second and third worst records have. And as a matter of fact, they only have about a 50% chance to finish in the top 3 picks. And just 8 days from now, on May 14th, Knicks fans will stand, they will pray, they will cross their fingers that the Knicks get the prized possession in Zion Williamson, and they will be rewarded the number 1 overall pick for the first time since 1985, when the Knicks acquired Patrick Ewing, and he changed the franchise. And ironically enough, the man that will be representing the Knicks on May 14th at the lottery is Patrick Ewing himself. So hopefully he can bring some luck. Hopefully he can get us the man named Zion. Zion Williamson, for lack of a better word, is special. He is a freak. He is a runaway freight train when he gets the basketball. I would equate him to a mini Shaq with more athleticism. He is built like a tank. And I've seen player comparisons. I've seen Blake Griffin. I've seen Larry Johnson. I think Larry Johnson is probably the closest, in my opinion, before his injury coming out of UNLV. But he's bigger than him. 275 pounds or thereabouts at 6'6", 6'7", and the ability to move like he does. I mean, we thought that Porzingis was a unicorn. This kid is ridiculous. Now, what he needs to work on is his jump shot. And I get that, especially in today's modern-day NBA, everybody could shoot the rock. But I look at other players. I look at Amari Stoudemire. When Amari Stoudemire came into the league, everybody remembers coming out of high school. That guy couldn't shoot. He was a pick and roll player. He got to the hoop. He, had highlight dunks with the Phoenix Suns. He worked great with Steve Nash. But we saw as Knicks fans, as he evolved, Amari Stoudemire had a hell of a jump shot when he was open. He could knock it down from 20 feet. And the same can be said for Blake Griffin. His game has evolved. He was a dunker when he came to the league. He relied specifically on his athletic ability, much like Zion did at the collegiate level. And Zion will not be able to play the same way in the pros and be a superstar player. He's going to have to develop that jump shot. But he does a lot of things that is, for a man his size, don't happen. It doesn't happen. And he can pass, he can run, he can shoot. Draymond Green's another comparison I've seen. I can see that, but he's going to be a much better offensive player. This kid is a freak, and he started his career in Spartanburg, South Carolina in high school. And, I mean, the numbers he put up was ridiculous. 36 points, 11 rebounds. I think he had 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. And he was the number 3 player in the entire country, recruited by every major program. A lot of people thought he would go to Clemson because it was in South Carolina, and they were surprised when he went to go play for Duke, which is, of course, in North Carolina. And he joined, of course, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish. At one point, these 3 were being mocked as the top 3 picks in this year's upcoming draft. So a very special, talented team this year at Duke. In terms of athleticism and, players, and Zion Williamson was the forefront of that. I mean, the highlight dunks that this guy can make, I mean, when you watch this guy jump, it is ridiculous. I mean, there's times where his whole head is above the rim. And he will bring such excitement to the New York Knicks. He really will, and I pray that in 8 days we get this kid, because I can't even imagine. I'll be the first in line to get his jersey, because he will light this city on fire. And getting Zion Williamson will just make it that much easier to acquire the Kevin Durants, the Kyrie Irvings, to be able to play with a player of that caliber. So cross your fingers, Knicks fans. On April 14th, I'm excited to announce I will be working with Simeon Russell from Nothing But Knicks. Now, we haven't worked out all the details. I don't know if it's going to be on his channel, my channel, maybe both channels at the same time. But we will be live streaming the lottery results. And hopefully we get to celebrate it with Knicks Nation. And we get this kid on the New York Knicks. As always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.